It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me, so I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this shit forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting shit down in the mall, and telling that girl she the one for me, and I ain't even planning the call. I want this shit forever, mine.
What it do, my loves? It's me, Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Love and Marriage DC Season 2, Episode 4 review. I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only and not to be taken literally or seriously. So if that works for you, then let's get into tonight's review. But before I begin, I want to let you guys know that next week I will be dropping a Love and Marriage DC confessional looks video, because let me tell you something about this DC cast. I have never seen so many different confessional looks in one season, and we're only 4 episodes in. And when I tell y'all, I have probably about 20 different looks from this cast. Every episode is a new confessional look. Like, good Googa Mooga, they are not playing about these fashions. So we are going to get into the fashions this week, so make sure you guys tune into that video. The episode tonight begins with Joy and Clifton, and they are starting to move into their new home, which, by the way, is absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. Like, they're literally on this like secluded piece of land right in front of the lake. This house is huge. It has so many acres and the pool, and it's just beautiful. I'm like, oh, y'all got a coin over there. Okay, somebody got some great credit. All right. Yes, God. So happy for them. Their house is stunning. So they discussed the wedding and having a baby, and Joy was like, we'll talk about the wedding, some other time. She ain't really trying to go there because, remember, she don't want to have a traditional wedding. And she says, as far as the baby is concerned, she does want to have a baby, but she needs to plant her feet first. And he was like, so you don't feel like your feet are planted? And she was like, no, there's still some things that I need to work through and do for myself. And Clifton is understanding, but I can tell when they have these conversations by the look in his eyes that he's nervous and that he feels like she might be unsure about where they're heading in their relationship. So hopefully she's doing everything that she can to make him feel comfortable and to let him know that she's on board with everything, but she does just need time. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? She is a woman of a particular age, and time is already a ticking when it comes to having a baby. So I don't know what they're going to do about that. We then go to Ashley and Quick's house, and she just seems like she is just drained and that she is tired. I mean, it's written all over her face. She just looks exhausted, but she does take the time out to thank Quick for her birthday party. However, she is still mad at him about not telling her that her bestie Alicia was in that car accident. So she says in her confessional that it really affected her because Quick himself has been in multiple car accidents, and I forgot about it until she mentioned it in her confessional that she's had to go through that with him multiple times. So that would be a very scary thing to see something like that happen to her best friend. And they then began to talk about, the conversation that they had during dinner with Jamie about Lil Jamie, and him saying that he feels like when Lil Jamie talks to his mom about his mental health and feeling like he doesn't want to be here anymore, that he's just seeking attention. And they both, took issue with that because Ashley herself has attempted twice to unalive herself. So they want to have a conversation with Jamie about that, subject, and let him know how serious it is and how you can't, just take it, as a joke or like it's not serious. Like, it's something that you really have to look at. So Ashley then breaks down and was like, I've been in that space before. I'm only getting 1.5 hours of sleep. My insomnia is acting up. And she was like, I can't even enjoy the fact that my book is out right now. And then she was like, I couldn't even imagine losing Alicia. And she gets really emotional and starts to cry. And I felt really bad for her. And this is the side of Ashley that I like, the more vulnerable side of her. Not that, itchy side, with a B in front of it. I like the more vulnerable side of Ashley, where she lets her guard down and is real about the fact that she's struggling and that she's, going through stuff just like everybody else, you know, but I feel like she tries and has had to for her life and everything that she's gone through, built up this wall and this facade, like, you know, I am woman, hear me roar, nothing bothers me, everything is good, and I cut a bee, you know, but at the end of the day, she's just like every other woman that bleed every month, child. Raina invites Joy to this like pottery type of class, you know, to decorate something for her new house. And she brings up Sherrell and how Sherrell at the dinner for Ashley's birthday was stating how Joy has her blocked and she doesn't understand why, and how Joy also has her husband blocked. And Joy was like, well, they've been blocked for years. This is not anything new. And she says that she blocked anybody connected to Black. Like, she just didn't want to have anything to do with him, be associated to him in any type of way. And I think that's a bit drastic, but okay. So Joy says that Black was dating her friend and Sherrell at the same time. He had started dipping with Sherrell while he was with her friend. And Erana is like, oh, okay, now it's starting to make sense. All right. So Erana then decides to invite Joy to Sherrell's fitness class that she was invited to. And I'm like, how you inviting this lady to something that she wasn't even invited to? You were invited to it, and you just adding a +1, and you already know Joy don't like her, so why would you invite her? Like, it was kind of weird to me, but we're on reality television. They got to do what they got to do. So Joy was like, no, thank you. And she was like, because, you know, there's no point in trying to befriend somebody when I hate their partner. And she was like, she doesn't hate anybody, but when it comes to him, she hates him. And I was like, well, that's a very strong statement. Like, what did this man do to you? So Erana then asked the question that we are all dying to know. What did Black do to you? What happened with the breakup of this band? And Joy says that, you know, the situation with her best friend and him cheating on her with Sherrell is one thing, but that's not the issue. She said it was the band in particular. She said there was a lot of manipulation and lies, and she says that he blamed her for the band breaking up because he was saying that Joy got into it with the drummer, and she says that's not true. I need more of an explanation. You know, she put out a lot of trigger words like manipulation and lies and all of these things, but she really didn't say what he did. Like, I need to know what he did for you to say that you hate this man and you don't even want to be associated with anybody that knows him, you know, that's in his life. Like, that's a huge thing to put out there in the world. So I need to know more, not just, you know, skimming over the facts. Like, I need to know exactly what the tea is. So Erana is like, you know, that was 10 years ago. You don't have to talk to the husband, but can you at least talk to the wife? Y'all can be cordial. And Joy was like, you know, I need a drink, child. And absolutely not. Like, Joy is just not seeing it for having a conversation with Sherrell at all. I just honestly feel like it's childish and petty for her to have an issue with Sherrell, considering the fact that Sherrell has not done anything to her. So it's like, why go out of your way to block her and not say anything to her and not talk to her? And, you know, like, I feel like that's a bit much. You can still be in the same room as her and speak, but y'all don't have to be best friends. You don't have to be rude and nonchalant towards her and kind of making faces like she's done something to you. You have an issue with her husband, not her. So I don't feel like it's right to take that out on his wife. Once again, you don't have to be friends with her. You don't have to kiki with her, but it's nothing to speak and keep it moving. Like, I feel like Joy in that instance is being childish. I honestly do. The Silvers and the Tylers get together and go karting. They have a great time, and then they sit down, and the Silvers bring up their issues with the things that Jamie said during Ashley's birthday dinner. And the things that, he was saying about Lil Jamie and about the fact that he feels like he's just seeking attention. He doesn't really have any issues mentally, or that he feels like he doesn't want to unalive himself, because that's something that he's been saying now for years. So Jamie, well, let me go back. Quick is the one that kicks the conversation off and brings this up to Jamie. And Jamie in his confession was like, I thought Ashley would bring it up. I was a little shocked that it came from Quick. So I'm guessing, once he sobered up the next day, him and Erana had a conversation about it, or maybe they even had a conversation about it that night, and she was telling him like he was tripping or whatever. And the fact that he said he thought Ashley would be the one to bring it up, that made me wonder, did he already know about the fact that she'd, tried to unalive herself before? So I needed a little bit more clarity on that. So Quick was like, you said he was a bum. You kept on shouting he's a bum. And Jamie and Erana say that they don't remember that. But he does say in his confessional that if he did say that, he was totally out of line for saying it. And I was like, yeah, you did say it. And they flashed back to when he did call that boy a bum or whatever. So, Ashley says that, she tried to unalive herself twice, and that in her 30s, she was committed to the hospital for a week for having issues. And she says it's because she kept it to herself for so long. She didn't talk about it because she didn't want anybody to think that she was seeking attention, and that it isn't something that you can just take lightly. So Quick was like, I'm a father. You're a father. I can't imagine talking to my son the way you did. And baby, when he said that, my head jerked back like, and I, did he go? Did he go there, Jesus? Yeah, he did. Oh, he went there. And as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, brother, whoa, you have crossed the line. So then he was like, I know you, I think he kind of realized that he slipped up, and he was like, I know you love your son, but somehow between the love, y'all fell out of like with each other. And I agree with that statement, but I got a rebuttal for that in a second. So Erana in her confession was like, hold up. Jamie is not a bad dad. He loves his son. He's been there for his son. And Jamie in his confession was like, I get what he's saying, but I don't like the way he worded it. I notice he does that a lot with the I would nevers. It's years of stuff that has me frustrated with my son. And my thing with Quick and Ashley is, I interviewed Ashley before season 1. I interviewed the Tylers before season 1 began. And they both made it clear that they knew of each other, saw each other around the city, but they weren't friends like that. They didn't become friends like that until they began filming for this show. So at most, they've been friends now for about 2 years. I don't think that it's appropriate to have those types of conversations with people that you don't even know like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause let me tell you something. It's a touchy subject when you talk to anybody about they man, they woman, or they kids, child, or they mama. Like, that's just a conversation you don't have with folks, because people get real testy about their kids and their spouse. So it's just best to keep your mouth shut about certain things. Like, I understood them talking to them about, the mental health issues and unaliving yourself. But when it comes to trying to tell somebody how to parent their kids, it's just best you just keep it to yourself. But I feel like, Jamie in particular opened that door for them to have, comments about their parenting, because they have gone, or he's in particular has gone to Quick for advice, or to talk about situations, or to, talk to Lil Jamie and give him encouragement, or whatever the case may be. Like, you open that door. So now that the door is open, you got to deal with what is being said. So I just don't think that they should have opened that door in the first place, because of situations like this where you get offended when somebody says something that you don't like, or maybe it ain't even something that you don't like where it hits too close to home and you ain't ready to acknowledge or deal with what is being presented to you. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that that's a touchy subject, and moving forward, they need to cut it. No more talking about children with each other, because that will be the beginning of the end of this friendship. So, And I noticed too with Erana, she is quick to defend Jamie, baby. She is quick to defend her man when it comes to him being a father. But at the end of the day, as parents, we've all made mistakes, and we have to own up to our mistakes because nobody's perfect and we're learning as we go. So it's not to say that Jamie is a horrible parent or anything like that, but as parents, we've all made mistakes, and that's nothing wrong with admitting that. So, Quick then says, I'm hard on my son, but we're super supportive of our son. And once again, I looked like, oh, did he say, he said that? Ooh. And Jamie cocked his head to the side like, nigga, what? Quick once again catches himself and was like, no. Like, even when my son does something that pisses me off, I check him, but 5 minutes later, I'm like, I love you, son. I give him a hug. And Jamie was like, well, y'all talking about a 26-year-old man versus a 14-year-old. There's a difference. And there is. You can't compare the two. You know what I'm saying? Our sons are at different stages of their lives. And at some point, he's not a child anymore. He is a grown man pushing 30, and there's no more coddling at this point. Nah. So Ashley in her confessional was like, I think that Jamie wants to put all the wrongdoing on Lil Jamie and not take responsibility for the type of father he has been towards Lil Jamie. And once again, those words I feel do ring true. But this coming from people that you just befriended 2 years prior, and it's coming across like y'all judging me, it can, hit a nerve. And I just feel like the topic of each other's kids needs to just be off limits at this point, because I see this going down a very slippery slope. You know what I'm saying? Of you feeling like y'all judging me and feeling like y'all trying to say we haven't been good parents and like y'all know everything and y'all better parents than us. And that may not even be where they trying to come from, but that's how people can receive it. So at this point moving forward, I think they just need to leave the kids off the table. But I must say, I really have enjoyed this episode. This episode was jam-packed with a lot of good things to talk about. And I will say that is what I'm loving about this season of Love and Marriage DC, that you have real life relatable topics that you can discuss amongst family and friends and everything. So I'll give the cast a thumbs up on the content that they are delivering for us this season. So then we go to Sherrell's fitness class. She says that she's lost over 100 pounds and that she became a certified fitness instructor, and she's helped over like 3,000 women lose weight, which is great. Congratulations to her. So at the class, we have Alicia, Erana, and Ashley, and Winter is there. So this is the first time that Ashley has been in a room with Winter since the reunion, and it's very icy. So icy. It's really icy between the ladies because Ashley is not feeling your girl. After the class, you see Sherrell, Erana, Ashley, and Alicia having a kiki, and Erana brings up the fact that she invited Joy to the class, but she declined. And Sherrell was like, do y'all not understand that she has me blocked? Why would she get the invite from me? And I agree. Like, why would you invite somebody to my events without, first of all, even consulting me or asking me? Like, that's messy, but okay. So Erana was like, she said her issue is with your husband and not you. Sherrell was like, he doesn't even have a problem with her though. Erana says, she said he was doing some shady business. She said, I don't think the wife is aware of what really happened. And that's not what she said at all. The word shady business never came out of Joy's mouth. I even thought she said it until I went back and watched the clip, and how the conversation came up was Erana said, didn't you say it was like some bad business going on? And she was like, no, it was never bad business. This is what it was. And that's when she said that he was being manipulative and all of that type of stuff. But she never said that he was doing any type of bad business. So Erana relayed the message wrong, strong and wrong. That's why you got to mind your business. But once again, they're on a reality show where they got to relay messages, honey. And that's how a bunch of he said, she said get started and beefs ensue. So Sherrell, of course, took offense to that and was like, I know everything. I know everything. I know he's reached out to her to be included with stuff several times. And I'm like, okay, yeah, because this is why I'm going to play devil advocate, because Sherrell is saying she know everything. Yeah, you know everything from your husband's point of view, but it's two sides to every story and the truth. So you don't know what Joy's experience was. All you know is what your husband has told you. And granted, at that time, you don't know what really happened. You weren't there. So you can't say you know for a fact that this, that, and the third happened. You need to just stay out of it and be Switzerland and let them two handle it, because that is their business. So, Erana says, and she said no when she was, when he asked her to be involved in things. She was like, there's a reason you probably don't even know. So Sherrell kind of rolled her eyes like, girl, who you talking to? She was looking like it was taking the will of God in that braid not to leap on Erana, because it was given very much, how you gonna tell me what I know about my husband and what I don't know? And in her confessional, she was like, I have an issue with Erana delivering a message about her friend. Joy is not my friend. Now she tells me that Joy can't stand my husband and he's doing shady business. So now I guess I do have a problem with Joy. And you see how stuff gets started? Because the girl never said that the man had shady business deals at all. Oh, Lord Jesus the Christ. And at the end of the day, even if she did say it, let's say she did say it, that still ain't none of your business. It still ain't none of your business. And then it kind of gives validation to why Joy didn't want to have anything to do with anybody associated with him, to avoid situations like this. So then in the middle of that conversation, Winter comes over and was like, Sherrell, I'm getting ready to go. Good to see you. Good to see you. She was speaking to Ashley and Erana. They, of course, did not speak back. And it was edited out, but apparently Alicia said something to Winter for Winter to then say, I don't know who that is, but okay. Now, I understand Alicia not liking Winter based off, her beef with her bestie, Ashley. But if that lady didn't say nothing to you, she didn't offend you, why did you say something to her? Why are you jumping in it, getting involved, having something slick and smart to say? We're not in the 5th grade. Ashley is a grown woman. Winter is a grown woman. They both know how to handle themselves. You shouldn't have even participated, got into it, unless you were offended or talked crazy to. So now your beef with Winter is based off stupidity. And I feel like Alicia was being petty and ignorant in that moment for saying something slick to that lady when that lady didn't even say nothing slick to her. So after Winter was like, I don't even know who that is, Alicia was like, clearly, never. And Winter was like, never what? And Alicia was like, you will never try me. Clearly, you don't know who I am. And Winter was like, but who are you? I gotta say, Winter won that. Winter won that showdown because she made Alicia look stupid, because you started stuff with me and I don't even know who you are. Like, what is your issue with me? Like, we've never even said 2 words with each other, and then you talking about you will never try me. Try who? Like, who are you? Like, what? Winter's like, okay, girl, direct that energy over there. So Sherrell walks her outside, and Winter is upset. She was like, she didn't even have to address me. I spoke to the people I knew. She didn't have to insert herself. So that let me know that Alicia said something smart to her for her to then ask her, who are you? Like, I don't even know who you are. Like, what's the issue? So she's mad because, this girl just came at me sideways for no reason. So Sherrell wants Winter and Ashley to have a talk. And Winter was like, I'm fine with that, but don't bring her offensive lineman talking about, I guess either Alicia or Erana or both of them. I don't even know, child. So Sherrell goes inside to talk to Ashley to see if she'll come out and talk to Winter. And Ashley was like, she don't even like us. So Sherrell was like, that's not how she feels though. Ashley was like, she has talked about my marriage and me. That means she don't like me. And for sure don't like her. She's phony. She's gonna say one thing. This woman is gonna apologize and then run back. But then she goes on the internet and can say whatever she wants to say when she want to say it. And I gotta say, we have seen a lot of throwing darts and then hiding your hand from Winter. Winter say a bunch of slick, shady stuff. And then when she's confronted, I didn't do that. I didn't say that. Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Like, nah, if you really want to make amends with people, you got to stop throwing shade. You know what I'm saying? You got to stop throwing shade at these people, even though it's funny. So as Ashley's going off, Winter, of course, overhears and walks over. And Ashley gave her the death glare of the century. She gave her a look and pointed her finger like a mama that's going off that stopped to go off on their kids. And she was like, Winter, I'm not talking to you, so you can stay your ass right there where you want to be, girl. Like, she gave her a warning to pause, run it back, fall back, sis. So Winter was like, you don't have to talk around me. Like, I'm standing right here. If you want to say something to me, say it to me. They then begin to argue about who talk about who on social media. They both say that the other one talks about the other one, and then the other one responds in, self-defense. And then Alicia and Erana come outside. And Winter was like, I'm sorry. I'm talking to her. I don't need an audience. So Ashley then says that Winter came for her, and Winter was like, you came for me first. And they showed a flashback from season 1 at the dinner at the Samuels house, where in fact Ashley did come for that girl first by being sarcastic and judging her relationship when she didn't even have to make any type of comment at all. So sorry, love, but Ashley did start all of this between her and Winter. Like, it's okay to be opinionated and have your thoughts, but you just can't say whatever you want to anybody and think that they not gonna feel no type of way. Like, I don't know what Ashley is used to, but everybody not gonna play with you. Like, you just can't say whatever comes to mind and think that that's okay. Like, you offend people. You have to learn how to have a filter sometimes. So then Ashley in her confessional says, I'm mad at myself for letting her get under my skin, and I'm even more perturbed that Sherrell kept on insisting that we talk to each other. I would never do that to anyone. And in real life, I would feel some type of way. But there's an element to this where we're on a reality television show. So, people are going to do certain things for television, and it's to be expected at this point. Does that make me believe that Sherrell isn't a good friend? No. It's honestly trying to get two people to get along when they really don't have no reason not to get along. They really honestly don't. At the core of the situation and how it started, even though Ashley did start it, their beef is stupid. It really honestly is stupid. So Sherrell, I feel like, was trying to make peace, but at the same token, people get offended because they start to feel like you being messy, or you trying to take one person's side. And it's just a lot to deal with. So at this point, Winter has left. She's done with the conversation, and the other girls are still left behind. And Ashley was like, she said that people on my cast want to call me crazy, but I'm not the one with the diagnosis. I do remember her saying that. Did she say that in my interview or somebody else's interview? I don't even remember, but I do remember her saying that. That was wrong. That was really wrong. That was below the belt. Absolutely gutter punch. Wrong. You don't make fun of mental health issues and stuff like that. That's below the belt. So Sherrell was like, I won't try to get y'all to talk no more, but I can't operate in a space where I got to get in between somebody. And it's like, huh? And Alicia and Erana looked at her like, what, girl? Like, you the one put yourself in a position where you had to get in between somebody, because if you wouldn't have inserted yourself in this, then you wouldn't have had nobody to get in between. So it's just like, huh, girl, what you talking about? So Erana in her confession was like, you said Ashley is a friend of yours for 20 something years. Well, how can you do a friend like that? She didn't feel like it was right for her to try to force Ashley to have a conversation with Winter. So the girls then, say goodbye and they leave. And then at the end of the episode, Brittany invites Lil Jamie over to her house so they can chop it up. But little does he know that she has invited their parents and their grandmother over to have a family intervention to see if they can get on one accord as far as Lil Jamie and Jamie are involved. So when both parties find out that this was a setup, they're both equally shocked and know that it's about to go down, okay? Overall, I'm going to give tonight's episode of Love and Marriage DC an A+. I loved tonight's episode. It had so many highs and lows, so many ebbs and flows of different topics to explore and discuss and debate. The cast, like I said, is really bringing it this season. Loving the new additions to the cast. Stellar season thus far, and we're only 4 episodes in. Loving it. Make sure you guys tune in this week for my Love and Marriage DC season 2 confessional looks video, because we got a lot of looks to go over, some good and some horrible, honey. And y'all know I bring the tea when it comes to the fashions. Yes, God. Make sure you guys thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.